Well, welcome back to Houston Life. Thousands of riders are hitting the road for the Bike MS ACC Texas MS 150, the largest fundraising cycling event in the world. But for two of this year's Houston area participants, the journey is about much more than miles. Andrea Bedoy is currently applying to become a medical student. She was diagnosed with MS in 2022 at 25 years old after sudden vision loss. She has now turned her diagnosis into not only a mission, but writing and advocating for others facing similar battles. Juan Pinzon is a polio survivor, writing for the 21st time in honor of his uncle who is living with MS. Today, they are here to share their stories and chat about how they are showing up for MS awareness and remind us all about the power of perseverance. Welcome to you both. This is an incredible event, and I didn't realize this is the largest fundraiser of its kind in the world. Andrea, let's start with you. To be diagnosed at 25 years old with MS, this was not part of your game plan.
This is not. First, thank you for having us here. It was not part of my plan, but I took it with stride, and I'm grateful for the journey that I've had this far.
You essentially started losing your vision and completely lost your vision at one point. Tell us what happened.
So I was on a hiking trip with my friend in North Carolina, and I just started feeling pressure behind both my eyes, and by the following week, I had complete vision loss. So just pressure, a little bit of pain, and then the following Friday, no vision in my right eye.
And today, your vision is back. How are you doing health-wise?
Today, my vision is back. I'm on treatment.
And now you're advocating for other people, getting out there. I mean, I can imagine you've probably met all kinds of friends, building community. What has it been like for you to get on the bike? Because I know riding at such great distance, this is tough for anyone, but especially if you're battling an illness, I can imagine it would be challenging.
So I got on the bike 4.5 months after I was first diagnosed. And when I was first diagnosed, I had also lost function of my right side. So I trained and tried my best, and 4.5 months later, I rode in the ride. And it was an incredible achievement, and like I said, I'll keep riding.
A lot to be proud of. Tell us about your dad.
So my father used to ride in a bunch of charity rides before I was born, and specifically in the MS 150. And so this is actually his jersey from 1999 doing the MS 150.
That is really, really cool. That is a memento. Do you wear that? You just keep it in a safe place?
Yeah, it's just to keep it in a safe place.
I love that. Maybe that's a framer for the wall.
Absolutely.
Juan, your story is incredible. You are a polio survivor. In fact, during the break, you were showing me you have a lift in your shoe on the left side. Polio is something we don't hear a lot about. I was telling you my great-grandfather had polio, also had a lift in his shoe. And for you, this has presented a series of challenges in your life.
Yeah, that's correct. So when I was 2 years old, my mom noticed that I was walking and falling. Even though I had the shot, the vaccine, doctor said, hey, this kid had polio. So that was my challenge since I was a little. And at the same time, watching my father, who was a professional bike rider, he inspired me to, recover the power of my left leg and jump on the saddle one day. So this motivates me to get on a bicycle 30 years later.
And this is a photo of your father, is that right?
Yeah, that's the handsome guy riding on behalf of our home country, and he was my first hero inspiration. In fact, the photo that you see over there, I invite him to ride with me when participated at the MS 150 back in 2010.
That is really, really beautiful. In 21 years, by the way, we mentioned that you were riding in your 21st MS 150. You began back in 2004. This was before your uncle was diagnosed with MS.
Yeah, so when I challenged myself to do this, at the same time, I had a phone call with him, and he said, well, thank you for riding. I am just diagnosed with MS, so keep doing this until, we discovered the cure for this disease.
To find a cure for it. Well, I'm sure it is just so meaningful for you. You're a team captain, you're an active volunteer with the MS Society, and you're also a Board of Trustees member. Is it true that you've raised more than $300,000 to date?
Yeah, since 2004, we do this for patients like my dear friend Andrea, and for many more that even lose the battle or are in the middle of treatment. So this is the inspiration for us to help the society, not only as a participant, but in my case, as a board of trustee, because there's a lot of work to do in the way that we engage our community to help us to find the cure.
Andrea, how has this experience for you and your diagnosis with MS, how has that changed your perspective on life and affected your career goals?
So it's really affected my life. Whenever I was first diagnosed, I went into deep depression. I felt so alone, so unheard. Even though I had an amazing support system, they don't know exactly what I'm going through. And so as soon as I joined the MS Society, I felt heard. I was meeting people that were just like me and living amazing lives. And so that really pushed me to have a better outlook on this disease. And with that, in turn, I initially wanted to potentially go into emergency medicine. So now neurology might be in the future.
That's really, really cool. I'm sure you'll be very successful. I think it's great that you're both sharing your personal stories. Thank you for doing that, and thanks for advocating for other people who are suffering with this disease.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Of course. I wish you both the best of luck. One of these years, I'm going to join you on this ride. Andrea Bedoy, Juan Pinzon, best of luck once again this year. By the way, we have shared a link to learn more about the Bike MS ACC Texas MS 150. Just visit our website, HoustonLife.tv, and look for that scene on Houston Life section.